We're looking at the extended response by the sample QCAA IA1 exam that's on their website. When we look at this, there are 4 things that we have to do. We have to write a business report extract, select the data and information to create a SWOT, write about the relationship and a trend based on that SWOT analysis, and look at the implications for competitiveness. And finally, we have to use business criteria. We know that we can use up to 4, but we generally only use 2 of those criteria to evaluate a business strategy to remain competitive. We have to make a justified decision and also provide recommendations. Because this question asks for a business report extract, there's no need to go into an introduction. We can go straight to the SWOT analysis. Here you'll see my table that identifies my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You'll also note there is numerical data and stimulus. As a guide, try to have 2 dot points for each descriptor. One of the key differences between a good writer and an average writer, especially when we're dealing with SWOT analysis, is the level or the depth that you go to. You'll see that the SWOT table that I have is really what we call a shopping list of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. There is little to no analysis there at all. So after the table, I encourage you to look at writing towards the cause and effect of each one of the strongest strength, your strongest weakness, your strongest opportunity, and your strongest threat. At a bare minimum, you should look at one internal factor, whether that's your strength or weakness, and one external factor, whether that's an opportunity or threat. Once we've analyzed our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, we then have to talk about the trend and the relationship. The formula that I would like you to apply to this is, firstly, identify the trend that occurred, back it up with the immediate effect that it has on the business, then talk about the implications of that particular trend, and then give me a concluding sentence. We then repeat that for the relationship. State the relationship, give me the immediate effect on the business, and what are the longer-term implications, and a concluding sentence. This way, you will maximize your results for this particular criterion. When it comes to evaluation, it is absolutely important before you get onto the criteria of whether it's competitiveness, stakeholder satisfaction, efficiency, or effectiveness, you need to state what is the strategy that you're evaluating. Once you've done that preliminary sentence or 2 outlining that you're evaluating a certain strategy, and in this case, it's employer of choice, you then need to create a decision matrix. And if we have a look here, I have the criteria of competitiveness and stakeholder satisfaction, followed by the positives, the negatives, a rating out of 5, with a short-term and a long-term effect regarding that particular criteria. There is a school of thought that says you could write a paragraph after that, but that's up to you. That's your choice. Sometimes after doing your decision matrix, you might decide to write 1 or 2 paragraphs just to add a little bit more context to ensure that you are evaluating. So here's a paragraph of what it may look like. Once you have evaluated your business strategy using the business criteria, you then have to come up with a justified decision whether this strategy is working or not. A justified decision has to be backed on quantitative evidence that you're gaining from either the SWOT or the stimulus material that you've been given. You then have to come up with, and my suggestion is, 2 recommendations that are clearly linked to your evaluation criteria and classified to demonstrate an understanding of what it's actually going to do to the business. You need to make sure that they are insightful, and insightful will come through by having that quantitative evidence from your stimulus or your SWOT. I hope you found this tutorial on how to write your extended response beneficial. It's always a good idea that whenever you're analysing or evaluating, you have your ISMG up in front of you. If you re-watch this video with that ISMG, you'll note the analysis goes through each dot point descriptor, as does the evaluation. With practice, you'll ensure that you'll get maximum results for your analysis and your evaluation, as well as your communication. Best of luck. If you've liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.